Hi, welcome to your favorite Makoti podcast, Makoti Unveiled. I'm your host, your resident Makoti, Thela. Today I have a special treat for you. I'm just excited just thinking about it. The ladies we have today are super special and they're talking about a topic that's very important. We're talking about friendships and marriage. You know, when you get married, abo mama badala, they will yala emakoti. I don't know what it is in English. I keep telling you guys, English fails us as a language. In isiXhosa, it is called ukuyala umakoti. When umakoti comes into the family, the in-laws will tell her how to be a good bride or a good makoti. So what happens then, one of the things that women are often told is that in order to be a good makoti, you must discard your old friends. You can't be friends with unmarried people because they're going to influence you. Today, we are joined by two amazing ladies who are going to be talking about this very important topic. We're joined by Buhle Thela and we're also joined by Puleng. Now, Puleng has been married for 16 years. She's also the founder of Makoti Enkosini. She has a show on a channel I will not mention. It's called Abasemzini. And Buhle is her friend and she is unmarried. Together, they'll be talking to us about marriage and friendships. Ladies, ninjani? I'm so happy to have you guys on the couch with us today.
Thank you for having us.
So, let's start with you, Puleng. Married for 16 years. Were you ever told in Jobmana, Sisi, and more along, you can't have unmarried friends because they will influence you? I think that the general thing is that they think, the elders think when you have a problem in your marriage and you tell your unmarried friend, she'll say, Thela told me. I think that's what the elders think your unmarried friends are gonna say. So when you got married, was there ever such a conversation with the elders?
Oh yes. I remember every time I explain my journey and how I got to start the movement. I call it a movement.
Yes.
I think it actually even started before Gikala. I'm not sense now. But with your bridal showers, yes, so many people are there. They will loan ushokwa can loan show in abanye basho into engizithandayo, right? I was okay. I agree with you. This is what I will do. And there were those who were saying, Uguti, a man is a dog, into his and there were those who were saying, you cut your friends now, Ceci. You know. And I remember sitting there at one point, I was like, but I have good friends. I think I chose well with my friends. And I thought because Mshade Vele singing Dalanyana in my 20s, 2018 years, so I really knew Guti. No, but I have good friends. I think I can trust them. And another thing, I knew Guti, I know who I am.
Yes.
Go this way. I know if it's the wrong way, I won't go that way. So I was once advised to cut my friends, but it was, I think, but I have good friends. So I think I will stick with those, and those who are wrong, because I was mature enough to say, I'm not going with this one. So we had those conversations.
And how long have you guys been married? How long have you guys been friends?
Yo, I was in Joyous for 6 years. I think in 3 years in Joyous we started being friends, right? I don't really remember, but it's been a while.
Who shared at who in this friendship? Do you even remember?
Happened. It just happened. It just happened. I can't tell.
You can't remember. And Buhle, you're not married. Do you, besides Puleng, do you have any other married friends?
Yes, in fact, I think out of all my friends, only one is not married.
Okay.
So all my friends are married. You know, we grow up as friends, and we have dreams and whatever. And obviously, people move on and they get married. You know, but I've been pretty fortunate that as much as bebayalwa ukuthi hey ungawoki nabangani abangashadanga and whatever, I've managed to keep most of my friends and they're married. So a lot of them actually married, yeah.
And as an unmarried woman, how do you feel when you sense that distance in Yana? Because obviously we know things are gonna change because now my friend isn't always available because she's got to do things with the husband or with the kids. So how do you feel when on the outside as the unmarried friend when you sense something?
I think with me it's very very different. I think you think about the married life and how much it demands from a person. So I've never really, as much as I would feel, or like, okay, example, we decide to do a trip or whatever, and then all of a sudden it can't happen because obviously husband said no, or husband had other plans, or whatever the case may be. I've always given room for that in my life and in my heart, because I know that's gonna happen. And I also imagine, Guti, if I was in the same shoe, how would I want my friend to react at in this very moment? So I think I've been fortunate enough that's something that I've made room for at a very young age, to say, okay, if my friend can't make it because of marriage, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, and let's talk about the pressure that's on you as Makoti to behave a certain way. I get it now, even your dress code changes, you dress a certain way, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. So talk to us about that pressure in terms of, even when you're out with your friends, do you feel, okay, now I must do certain things, I must not do certain things because now I'm a married woman?
Hey, the pressure you're not even corner, but for me, I think I'm a different kind of Makoti. Because lalela mina ngishadele emaXhoseni Makhaladi.
Okay.
You know, where akaze kahle ngahlaliswa phansi, because vele baphila isikhaladi, they live because Khaladi in English.
He's colored. Banali Spitori. So we also have
yes. So I really didn't have to change my way of dressing. I still wear my pants when I go to Mama Babazala, go the sisters-in-law. I'm still myself, you understand? So there wasn't a lot of change and behavior as well, because I married my best friend. So everything, just even our friends, my friends are his friends are my friends. So so most of the time, actually, he I was in Buhle, you know, or sometimes even yitabati I was in Buhle, but it just happened to you know, even when I came to Joyous, who some sort of way understood my lifestyle, pressure WhatsApp. You know, she man phone in a man's pendule after 5 years. All right, because this lady is cool, you know. So I think I was very fortunate, but I will always also be honest with you. I had a couple of friends who just withdrew from me because thinking now we are running away. But every time I go back to Kimberley, I go and visit them. So shadile, imagine it is so. I'm still the same Puleng, but you need also to understand so and it was just the thing I was blessed with friends that understand I got to understand if he's cat said, if he's cat
So let's talk about friendship and that very special bond that we have as a sisterhood. You know your girls, ne? You know, you also know. So there's that special bond you have with your girls. You know that you can cry on their shoulder, you can, when there's something exciting, when there's something sad, whatever's happening in your life, we have our friends. As much as the husbands are best friends, but the friends, you know, there are things you don't talk about with your husband. He doesn't really care about. He doesn't care about your nail color. He really doesn't care. True, so true. Husbands are our best friends, but really they don't care about your nail color and whether it goes with your skin tone and those kind of things. So can you talk about the special sisterhood that you develop as friends, that you can't just simply break because you are now married?
I think everybody has a life. I don't know how to put it without sounding, but everybody has a life. You have your work life, you have your friends, you have your mother life, you have your married life, you have your church life, you have your work life, whatever the case may be. And I think it's very important that we put things into compartments everywhere where we are. Né? So what usually happens with us, is that, she'll do her Puleng, her Makoti Unveiled, her mothering, her wifing, her all of these things, her brand and all of these things. But we have our own time that we spend together, whether it be a lunch or a dinner or whatever, an outing, whatever the case may be, or a very, very long video call.
We
love video
Yeah,
calls.
video call and be there and talk about anything and and anything and everything, So I think the challenge becomes when, when I want my life to overrule your life. You get me? When I want this friendship life to then be happening every single day, every 2 minutes, and forget that you have life. You have your life. You have to go to work. At work, you have to give 100%. When you have to be a wife. As a wife, you have to give 100%. You're a mother, and all of those things. So I think it's both sides. I shouldn't be demanding that, that same attention that we had when we were in high school or when we were in tertiary. And also, you also should not demand that from me, assuming that because I am not married,
no.
you're wrong.
So please, you must be available at the drop of a hat.
No, you see what I mean? It's not fair. Because you're not married, it's like like you don't have a life.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't
As if you don't have
expect
any responsibilities.
Exactly. You shouldn't be like that friend. As much as Nami, you expect me to be the friend that says, understands what you're married or whatever. And if I don't find you, it's okay. I can call you later or leave a message or whatever the case may be. So I think on both sides, there's a bit of maturing that needs to happen and understanding which umuntu une life. Umuntu une life, they've got things to do. And as much as I love you, you're not in my mind 24/7. And that's the truth. No, that's very true.
It's so true. And what we also do, like the last conversation we had, I think I fought with them kind of. You have to make by force, by fire. So we try to force those dinners to happen because they was busy. But even if it's just an hour to spend, but you also need someone who understands that.
If it doesn't happen, it's not a train smash.
It's not a train smash. I've had people, like even family friends and families, but who would think because now you didn't respond in that cut. You didn't you're not on WhatsApp. I had to sit down and check what life in
Evaluation.
yeah, you understand? And then I got to go there and ended up nabo Buhle. And I'm okay with it because I feel like Buhle, they understand ukuthi akayiphendula ifone manje ubhizi uyapheka.
When's
the homework, you understand, no pressures. Life is easy guy. Ubuhle ngamfonela nayiphendula after 10 years. Ngazi ukuthi okay ubhizi uya worship camp or ubhizi uyafundisa esikolweni usesontweni. I understand, I don't take it personal. Mhla sihlangana no beef, siyathethisana nalapho ukuthi awuphenduli. It's right.
It's okay.
I ukuthi caba manje sizobulalana for that, And I think you get to a point la one you feel ukuthi ngiright ngala because we understand each other. La bayana kubhlungu, but us understand, so it's better when they are not in our lives because
and I think another thing is that we need to, an emergency to you is not an emergency to me.
yeah.
It's but it's true. And because we are we are not at the same place in life. You understand? I might call you like, friend, I need you. I need to talk. I'm going through whatever. I just need that coffee and whatever. And they go wish and this was cutting the dumb boyfriend. You understand? And then
in the baby.
and then she drops that in thinking now I'm actually at the railway station and I'm about to commit suicide. Boyfriend, and then she then drops that, which on the scale literally like do you understand, to be with me. And then when she's not, then I feel like she's absent. I think I don't know if you get me. An
Yes.
emergency to you might not be an emergency to me. And I'm not talking about big emergencies. I mean, if you say to me, friend, I just had an accident or whatever, that's an emergency.
Yeah.
Or my mother just died or whatever. Those are
Go
understandable.
une
Levels. But I think sometimes, as I said earlier, a bit of maturity on both ends to say, no, but life is different, you know. What you are going through now, and I'm gonna be there as a friend to listen, to cry with you, but I might not be there when you want me there, and that's okay.
Buhle masihlele, ne?
Yeah.
Let's pretend she's not here. Let's
Mhm.
build an imaginary wall.
Okay.
Akekho,
Okay.
akeva, akazi nix.
Yeah.
Do they irritate you, your married friends, when they, my husband this, my husband, umyenam said we must go do this, my husband said this, my husband said this. When they, my husband, do they annoy you? Come on, ish, these husbands.
Yeah. Ikhona leyo nto ne. Ikhona in this sense ne. Ikhona ukuthi sometimes you feel like you don't have a friend. I don't know if you understand that. It's like yeah, you know the Bible says the two shall become one, and it's okay, you know. But then iba irritating when you're sitting with somebody but you feel like I'm not sitting with her alone. Like I'm sitting with
Akekho, ne?
no,
Your husband's not here, but he's here.
but he's here, yeah, I understand that. And look, I think there are situations where you're like, okay, I get it, because if the people are one, they think together, they do things together. But iba khona lento ukuthi okay, angisazi manje ngenze njani now. Who am I talking to now? Now you need to filter. Is this my friend? Or is this the husband? And then you're just like, you know, it's like also example when you're like I don't know if maybe you have or you have not, but as a single person, sometimes you experience your friend, I think let's go out on a vacation or whatever, ne? And any kind of okay, yeah, I'll let you know if we can go. Yeah. Because obviously you understand the mood needs to talk, the husband there in. But you are even able to know I need to ask my husband first. It's actually a no, but
We go to use the husband
yes. Let me go ask my husband, but even let me go. That you know, but I used you, or not even tell him what I used you. So when you're sitting there on the other side thinking, you that much, she didn't want me to go with my friend on vacation, but it was her who didn't want to go, but she didn't want to disappoint me. Yeah, but so sometimes I can filter through with okay, uyongafuni hayi ukuthi usazobuza umyeni njani so ziba khona lezo zinto like okay Lord,
and tell
it
me,
is well with my soul.
Siyamosha as the married friends, when it's always the kids, when we have again we here as friends, we finally forced now. We've had that dinner, we out as girlfriends, we out, we having this dinner, movies and don't. But now we're here and talking about these husbands and children. And when we're like, but my friend, do you have those moments and you're like, but can we change the topic? It can't always be about the husband. It can't always be about the kids. I mean, your kids are cute. I like them, but
well, okay, honestly, I have not really had a lot of those.
Okay.
Yeah, they talk about them and it's okay, but it's not like it's not overwhelming.
Okay.
It's not. So I can't say they've really overwhelmed me with that one.
okay.
Yeah, but it's the previous one that I can change.
I also think with our meeting, for us as married women, sometimes you feel like you can't full. You know, like leave the husband and the kids
now.
Yes, I don't want to be wife now, I want to be girl. You know. So and at that moment you don't talk about hubby, you don't talk about your children, it's about us. For us, most of the time it's about we find ourselves talking about joy, about music, about you know, but nothing about the kids, nothing about the, because for you as a wife as well, it's time for you and not be wife and not be mommy. You feel it as a girl for a moment, you know. So I think that's why you haven't had.
And is there pressure for you? And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's unmarried, and she said to me yesterday, friend, it's my daily prayer that may I never be so desperate for marriage that I grab the very first person who says cha, even if he was saying chayelo, but I thought he was saying cha.
Yeah.
Because of the desperation, because you see all your friends, they out with the hubbies, they bane vacation, and even you see even if she's struggling financially with something, the husband comes through and assists with something. Do you ever feel that pressure?
I think yes, the pressure is there.
It's getting worse.
The pressure is getting worse. Yeah, but TikTok is changing our lingo. The pressure is getting worse. Yes, there is that pressure, and I think the pressure comes from everywhere. You know, when you're younger, the pressure is, you see it, it's there. Like, okay, when I'm this age, I want to get married. You know, but once you start going over the 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, people are looking at you
funny
like,
now.
What, like,
Do we start a fasting session for Sister Buhle?
Are we like, what's happening, Sissy? Like, are you okay? You know, planning, like, what have you planned? And all of those things. So I think the pressure is not just on the friends, but the pressure is everywhere, you know. And the pressure, of course, is not only because of people around you that are married. The pressure is life in itself. You know, we assume that at a certain age, you're supposed to have a car, you know, or your first job, or your house, or, you know, be married and having children. I think because you grow up in a systematic world, you know, that if you're 18, you're supposed to be around matric. You get what I mean? If you're 23, you're supposed to at least be having your first degree or whatever, diploma, and, you know, so pressure is there. So once you get to a certain age, obviously there is the pressure of getting married and all of those things. So yes, I do have the pressure, but I think the one thing that God has given me now is this very strong backbone. So I don't have a pressure with anybody and everybody. That one will never happen. I would rather remain single, because forever is a long time. Forever is a long time. So I'm not going to apply for hardship. And this will apply for you. You understand? As much as there is the desire, and the desire, you know, people ask me, when do you want to get married? I say yesterday.
So the desire is real, and it's okay to have the desire.
Yes.
And talk to the single ladies. It's okay to want to be married.
Yes.
It's because a lot of us, I think a lot of ladies want to pretend that we don't want to get married because of the pressure. So let's rather pretend like we don't want this thing. But it's okay to say you want it, but
yeah, it's okay to say I want it. Remember, the desire for marriage, it is not a personal desire. The desire for marriage is a God-given desire. It's God that places the desire of marriage and of companionship, going back to the Genesis covenant, that a man leaves his family and cleaves to his wife. God looked at the man and said it is not good, and God created a helpmeet. So the desire for you to want to get married, it's not a selfish desire, it's not a personal desire, it's a godly desire, because God wants godly offspring. And godly offspring are only going to come from godly marriages. You understand? God is in the business of building his kingdom. And so the desire for that, the desire to be in a good marriage and get married and have children, it is a good desire. So you shouldn't feel like people make you feel like you're not complete, alone, or whatever the case. That's not what you're saying. You know your life, you are doing well, but the desire is not personal. It is a God desire. It's God who places that desire. If God didn't want you to get married, he would have not placed the desire. You would be what we call a eunuch. You don't desire to get married. You don't desire. In fact, nothing in your system moves. You know, hormone-wise, there's nothing. You don't see any guy cute or whatever the case may be. That wouldn't be there. if God did not give you the desire for marriage. So it's okay to desire it because it's a godly desire. He is the one who initiates the desire. You know, he's the one who puts it in you. He's the one who says, this is what I want you to desire. So that when you have it, you know, this is what I've been praying for. You know, it's amazing when you listen to people that have been married for long and who married right, you know. They say, you know, I only discovered 10 years that I actually prayed for this man like this. Like I'm still discovering the gift that he is. You understand? And that for me, those are the things that I'm like, wow, you know, you were not married, you were single, but you had an idea of what it is that you want. And now it's 20 years down the line and you're like, Lord, I didn't know that you actually answered this prayer request. However, it was packaged, you know, differently, and I had to unpack it for the past 15 years. But yeah, this is the prayer. This is it, you know. So that can only be God. Yeah.
So friendship then doesn't have to take you away from your marriage. It doesn't take you away from your responsibilities as a wife and your duties as a wife or a mother. If anything, it can actually be an enhancer. It can be something that assists you because you're not doing life alone. You've got this sisterhood of women that you are with in your life. Talk to us about that, Puleng.
Actually, when you said it all, I don't know what I'm supposed to say after that. But like in my life, for myself, I can say God has blessed me with amazing friends. Every day I realize that I really needed this woman in my life. They say the right things at the right time, all the time. You know, I sometimes feel like mina emos are always ngezinto ngenkinga, you know, because I have so much happening. And even from a voice, from the FaceTime thing is that
The video calls.
the video calls, I'll walk away from that light and thank God for them. So I would say, Wuti, we need friends, good friends, and good friends, because you get to a point where you can see, Wuti, these are not for me, these friends are not for me, these ones are for me. Stick with those who are there together. And for me as Puleng, I pray for my friends. It's good to have friends, good friends. Pray for your friends. I pray for mine, and also have an open eye now where you balapaya. You understand? Because God will put them there; they will be there. But it also needs you to be vigilant. To be vigilant.
And also, is it important to have friends for different things?
When somebody is then now called your friend, it's somebody that you can trust. Which I wanted to say earlier on, Guti, when you were talking about good friends, is that I, as a single person, in order for me to be a good friend, I must know which lines not to cross. So I think once you are a friend, then it means you can come into my home and I trust you. You understand? I trust you with my children. I trust you with that you don't have bad intentions. You know, you don't have a bad spirit. You know, and all of these things. You are just a pure person.
Now talking about these things we encounter in life, we sometimes want to vent. You know, you vent, your boss is irritating you. You vent, your husband is irritating you. When those conversations then happen, do you then, as a married person, say there are certain things I can only discuss with other married people, but I cannot, as much as I know Buhle is my friend and I trust her and I love her, but because she's unmarried, I can't delve into this particular issue with her?
Lona uvuthiwe man, usho uvuthiwe. Like
Inking Buhle.
I don't think there's like I discuss yonke into nobuhle. I trust ukuthi ngale level ukuthi I like she's even inside my ministry. Angazi ngayibeka kanjani. You know, I handed over all abamakoti abancane kuBuhle. She, and for me, you understand, that's how the important thing feel ukuthi ngimthemba ngakhona. So I don't feel like there's anything futhi mangithi uvuthiwe, she can even advise me ngendaba zomshado ngathi kudala washada. There was a time when she was scared to even listen to us masikhuluma ngesex. We talk about sex positions and stuff like that, and I'm like, woo, that's too much. Like, you understand? Now she's.
You guys talk about that.
Yeah, but Okay, so the reason being is that because I'm single, ne, I felt that it's a topic like you asked with you as a married person you feel like it was me who felt actually. Yeah, it was me. They were like kind of free and whatever, and I'll be like, you understand?
I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. You know, I don't know. Like, let's talk about apples.
I feel like singathetha kuse,
Okay.
you know. I really feel like we could go on because now I'm starting to hear things that are okay. No, more conversations are being born from this conversation, and I feel like if you don't stop now, you won't get any work done today. You'll be watching this podcast the whole day, so let's not do that. Ladies, thank you so much.